are we pen pals with Robert Smith? Is this like the most bizarre like fantasy where you like write to Robert Smith and he like gives you a bunch of advice and then sends back his, he's like, do you want me to play some guitar? I'm like, yeah, we want you to play some guitar.
Hey, what's going on? It's Kevan Kenney, and this is a brand new edition of the Audacy Check-In with Churches.
Hello.
Hi.
What's going on, guys? We're about 7 days out from when we're taping this right now and when you're watching this, from the new single being out and available everywhere, Over. And I want to kick into the lyrics first because that's kind of what stuck out to me. And what I loved about it is it almost reminded me of a song like a Hotel California by the Eagles, where you just immediately place the listener, right? And you're almost like narrating this moment for them. And it's such a powerful way to open a song. And I'm curious if that was top of mind at all when you guys put pen to pad.
Wow. I mean, that's quite a lofty comparison. I'm like, wow. No, that's wonderful. But I don't know. I feel like we rewrote the lyrics for this so many times, so I'm glad that you like them because we suffered deeply to get to this point. But yeah, I guess I like that. I don't know. The feel of the sonics of the song felt like it wanted something more classic in that way. So it was nice to write more of a kind of like narrative type thing than what we would normally do.
Well, it's so interesting to hear you say that you went back and forth, you changed the lyrics so many times because it is a narrative-driven, song. What would you go back and forth with so much, or what was there so much, sort of?
I think I was making it too gloomy, maybe.
Oh, really?
It was quite. Yes, there's an iteration of it that's more in the kind of screen violence tone, sort of. Yeah, then we were talking about it, and everyone's like, I don't know if we need to have a lyric in it about drinking bleach. I don't think we have to have that. And I was like, but it's good. No.
I mean, there was a good lyric in
but
itself.
Not for that song, maybe.
Yes.
So, yes, I feel like we ended up, but I guess that's how it goes sometimes. Sometimes it'll happen really quickly, and then other times you're like, you have to rework something a few times till you get the correct fit, I think.
I remember it when Lauren finished the lyrics for that. I was literally listening to it in my car, and it started evoking lots of pictures and like lots of like tapping into emotions in a way that it hadn't before. I was thinking, oh, okay, she's really onto something here.
Over is a standalone song at the moment, right? It's not tied to a larger body of work necessarily.
No, and
we haven't done enough work.
Yeah,
to have it be.
We've been touring so much, and that was the thing. It was like we were sitting on this song that we were all really excited about, and then we're looking at a lot of touring and going, well, we could shelve this for another 2 years or a year or who knows what amount of time, or we could just like be excited about it. And Oscar was really excited, and he wanted to work on it, and when he turned in his like revamped version, everybody had a bit of a moment and everyone got excited, and we thought, why the hell not? Let's just do it.
From the outside looking in, I don't know if the irony is lost on you guys, but when you guys dropped Lies, right? Wasn't it a kind of a similar situation where you didn't even think it to tour or anything? You just wanted to drop it, see if it could get a response online. And here we are, right? So much has changed, but then so much is the same, where you're putting out a song. I mean, obviously now on a much grander scale, but just kind of you believe in the song like you believed in Lies back in the day.
That's the perfect counterpoint to this moment. Like, it's the closest thing to this moment that I can imagine, like, since the beginning of our band. That's a really interesting observation. Yeah. It was the last time we did it.
And I guess not that it wasn't really a real band then.
Yeah.
Kind of like, we'd never played a show, we'd never done.
Were those the Shark Week days?
Yeah. They were the Shark Week days.
That was for anyone who doesn't know, that was the name of our fake band, our fake band name that we made up because we were lucky insofar as there was already attention on us from Lies, kind of blown up online before we'd ever played a show. So we came up with this idea that we would make a fake band name and just turn up and play a few gigs to get good before anyone knew that we were out playing live. When it lasted about 2 minutes and everyone was like, that's that bad.
I wanted to ask you about the hook on the song, Wake Me Up When It's Over. When you wrote that, of course it'll mean something different to every single Churches fan that listens to it, but when you wrote that, what were you thinking about?
Well, because I think the temp lyric was I just can't believe that it's over or something. Can't remember where it was.
Why can't you see that it's over?
Maybe,
Which
something
does
like
not
that.
land.
Those are all different sentiments, though. That's
Yeah.
so
It
interesting.
really, yeah.
And I
It
think
does
we
not
were like-
land like yours at all.
We knew that over was going to be like that was the hook. But we're like, how do you get to that part? So it was a bit of a puzzle figuring it out. And yeah, I guess that's. It could be read as quite gloomy, or it could be read as like, well, but there's positivity on the other side when you get to that section. Maybe.
Well, I read it as like a restless anthem, you know? And I don't know if I was projecting or not, but you have lyrics in there, you know, about feeling everything, feeling nothing simultaneously. And I think there's this almost like post-pandemic fog that people, you know, are sort of experiencing right now, where there is this anxiousness, but then there's also sort of this embracing of like, nothing matters, let's have fun. You know, but then if nothing matters, then what does matter? You know, it's like I feel like there's a lot of push and pull in people's spirits these days, and I thought that's what the song was spoke
We've
to,
all
at least for
gotten
me.
quite existential, accidentally, I think. Yeah, and I suppose, yeah, our hope is that, like, I think a lot of people will be able to relate to that as a concept, given where we're all at in the universe. I'm like, it'd be really nice if we could just flip a switch and then we could go back to thinking everything's fine and everything's great, but we know too much now.
Now, looking ahead, of course, you're going to be hitting the road with Coldplay, which is a huge tour. And, you know, of course, Oscars, you know, there's a nice three-way with that. Have you ever, like, met Chris and the guys? Have you worked with them before in any capacity?
I guess have you met him in passing, maybe?
I
No.
actually met
At a
him
festival.
once at a festival, like years and years ago, and he gave me some amazing advice. It was just after our first album. He said, don't sleep on your second album. Like, whatever you do, just get in there and get it made. What he was saying was, you've got all this momentum, and if you strike fast and with the same, you can keep building on that momentum, maybe you'll be here in 10 years. And look at us, here we are. We're about to open for them, which is the craziest thing in the world.
Isn't that crazy? It's great advice, though. You see so many artists, they get a hit on the radio, and they think that, oh, they crossed the finish line. It's like, dude, that you got in the game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That is when you put pedal to the metal.
Oh, that's so true.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm excited for those shows, though. I haven't seen them do like a headline set like that in that capacity. So, yes, I think I've always been quite a gig crier, but I feel like watching people at shows now feels different than it did a few years ago. So I'm worrying. I'm worrying about the level of sobbing already of watching people watch that show.
And then one other question, you know, of course, right now, Over is what we're really excited about. And you worked with Robert Smith on Screen Violence, and that was, I believe, the sole feature on that record. Did you guys really write with him, like in the studio?
No.
Was it like an
Pen
email
pals,
thing?
yeah.
It was all done over email.
Really?
Like the whole thing. We never, the first time we ever spoke with voices was like 2 minutes before we did our first bit of promo for the song.
Oh, wow.
Which is fascinating. It was like, are we pen pals with Robert Smith? Is this like the most bizarre like fantasy where you like write to Robert Smith and he like gives you a bunch of advice and then sends back his. He's like, do you want me to play some guitar? I'm like, yeah, we want you to play some guitar. He sends back his guitar and it's amazing. We did this kind of like across the Atlantic collaboration with, to me, like one of the last living true like legends.
Well, guys, thanks so much. And Over sounds awesome. I'm sure we'll be hearing it on KROQ.
Oh,
So
thank
thanks
you.
for stopping by.
Yay, thank you for having us.